Alright, in this video I'm going to talk about dysfunctional families and going no contact with them. But it's not always no contact, okay, in this same sense that people think about it. People, use that when you're going no contact or you're no contact with your family, your dysfunctional family, because you made that choice to go away from them. You don't want to have any contact with them. You don't care what happens to them. They were so dysfunctional or they were so abusive that you just don't want to deal with them anymore. And so you might go no contact with all of them because some of them don't respect your boundaries, and that the ones that you like, that you get along with, they won't respect your boundaries when you say, I don't want to hear about the rest of them. Okay, I don't want to have anything to do with the rest of them. I don't want any updates about them, nothing. I don't want to have any knowledge about what they're doing. Okay, now some people do that. And, there are different phases that people go through, stages and all, of going no contact. Now that's one, but there's also this one, and that is when the family shuns or makes that one person or more ostracized. They ostracize them. They shun them. For what reason, though? Okay. Now that can have various reasons too, and it could be that that person is abusive, so the family shuns them. The family doesn't want to have anything to do with them because they're abusive. But what if they're not? What if they're not the abusive person? Now one of the things that I've noticed, and it's not the only, I said one, not the only, one of, is money. It has to do with money. Like when you're younger, say one of them tries their best to keep you away from your home, your family home, where your parent or your parents live, and they put out to the world that they're taking care of the parent or parents when they're young. The parents are still young, okay? They're young enough to take care of themselves. But that one person will put it out to the world, and they're setting the scene. They're setting this up so that when the parents get, older and become elderly, if they make it that long, that they're the ones who should inherit everything, including the home, because they've done all the work. You see what I'm saying? So what they do is they might do, none of this is one size fits all, and it's not the same for everybody. But what they might do is to, like when the, say sibling or siblings come to visit, they make it to where it's miserable for them to come there. They will start fights and start arguments, and the parent or parents will have been manipulated by this person into thinking this person is wonderful. They do so much for them that, they take that person's side. Parents should never take a side, seriously. Unless there's something that's so obvious, but just somebody having arguments, go to the source, go straight to the horse's mouth. Find out what's going on. Don't just accept one's opinion and views on something and not the other. Okay, there's so much more to that. That's a whole separate video, at least one. But yeah, so that's what that one might do. Like I said, it can involve at some point inheritance. But at that point right then, it could be that person is getting money from the parents. The parents are helping to support that sibling. Okay, and it doesn't have to be a sibling, by the way. Yeah. It could be other family members, seriously, extended family members. But they're getting, somehow they're like siphoning off the inheritance. And then, later on, when it does come time, if it gets to that point where there is a will that, they've already gotten most of it, or you might not even know anything about it. Seriously, it just depends on where you live and how it works, and if you have the money to get a lawyer, maybe an investigator and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, but a lot of times, like I said, it's about money. So, and also, the whole bit of power and control. Now, there is a bicycle trail, and he's riding on the road. Anyway, but yeah, that's what it comes down to, like power, control. There are many things it could be, but I am curious if other people have experienced this. I've heard people tell stories about them. I know people who have been through really some horror stories with siblings who do some of that. They find ways, legal ways even, at least it seems that way, to, to have the money to themselves. And, screw the siblings. It's all about them to them. Some would call them narcissistic. I'd say it's more like of a narcissistic histrionic blend, because they're so dramatic whenever they play the victim. Okay. They're so dramatic with it. Okay, but anyway, that person might work it to where, and it could be more than one too, that might work it to where that person who is shunned, the one who is shunned. They work it so well that they're ostracized from the family. And the parents are manipulated. Everybody else in the family, if there are more, they are manipulated by this person. So, yeah. And like I said, my experience, it's about the money. Yes. And yeah. How they tend to work it is to do the smear campaign behind your back. You don't even have a clue that what's going on. And you might eventually hear something from at least one of them, that you said this and you did that and you stole money and you did this, when you did not do any of that. You had no clue anybody thought you did that. Nobody to ask you that, but they put it out there that you did, when it's actually projection from the one who is the bully, the toxic person, the narcissistic histrionic one, the whatever you see it as, and not as a diagnosis, but you know what I mean, the abusive one. I think more people these days, they hear more about these kinds of things, and they have more understanding of what is working. Like when you're young, if you're young right now, and you see a sibling, anytime you go visit your parents, the sibling is, make sure they're there, and they start trouble. These days, people have cell phones. Those cell phones have cameras on them. I would video the crap out of stuff like that. I would keep records. I would show the parents. I would do stuff like that. Of course, I'm not giving anybody advice, because everybody's situation is different. And these people can be dangerous. Yeah, people who have this love for money, that they don't care how bad they treat their siblings or their family members at all. Yeah, I would say they're one kind that could be very dangerous. So, anyway, but if I had the chance to do it all over again, yeah, in many types of situations. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up, but it's more of like a you're not alone video. Talk to y'all in another video. Bye.